Hello. Today we are going to be learning our first three notes on the guitar. Now, before we do that though, let's review some of the parts of the guitar. Just a couple. Remember this piece right here, right at the end of the neck, at the edge of the fretboard, is called the nut. And then all of these metal bars are called frets. The spaces between the metal bars are called fret spaces. So here, between the nut and the first fret, we have our first fret space. Then going on, we have the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on, all the way up the neck. Now, our strings, the skinniest string is the first string. So we number our strings. That's how we know which ones we're going to be playing on. The skinniest string is the first, the thickest string is the sixth string, and then going up from the first, we have the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and then finally the sixth string. Today, we're just going to be working with the first string. Now, next, we need to label our fingers. This is unlike piano. If you play piano, your thumb is called your first finger. Well, we just call our thumb because our thumb has a different purpose in playing guitar, at least when it comes to our hand that we use on the fretboard and on the neck. So we have our thumb, and our index finger is our first finger. Our tallest finger is the second finger. Ring finger is the third. Pinky is the fourth. Now we want to place our thumb. It's very important where we place our thumb. We want to place our thumb behind the neck here, behind the first fret space. You can kind of see my thumb peeking over. Some guitar players let it hang over like this. In fact, that's a part of their technique. Others, and I tend to agree with this, think it's better to have your thumb rest on the middle of the neck right here. And the reason why that is especially if you have small hands and short fingers, it gives you a little bit more control over your fingers. It actually gives you more hand to work with. Then our fingers come up from below, kind of like you can wave to yourself. And we want our fingers nice and relaxed and curved, kind of like a claw, and hovering over their corresponding fret spaces. So our first finger is roughly hovering over the first fret space, second finger over the second fret space, third finger over the third fret space, and fourth finger or pinky over the fourth. They should rest above there. What we don't want is we don't want our hand to be all the way back here or all the way up here, and we need to go for a note, and we just have to move our hand more to get to those notes. It's good to just keep your fingers hovering right over where they belong to play. Now, our first note is played on the first string, and it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb and we're going to pluck the string down in this case, and that's our first note. That's an E, as in Edward. It's called an open note because we don't have to press down on any strings. We don't have to press down on any fret spaces to get it. We just pick that first string, and it is an E. It's called open E. There are other E's all along the fretboard on other strings. This is called open E on the first string. The second note is F, as in Frank. F is easy to remember. Just think first finger, first fret space, first string. All of those phrases begin with F, and that is our second note. So we do just that. We take our first finger and we press down on the first string at the first fret space. And what I mean is the crown of your finger, that fleshy part, is pressing the string down so that the string itself is up against that metal fret. If you look up close to it, it's pressing down against that metal fret. And your finger itself is actually touching that fret space. It might hurt a bit until you build up some calluses, but you do want to make sure that you're pressing down hard enough so that the note can ring out like this. If we don't press down hard enough, it's going to sound like this. So press down hard enough to get it to ring out. And you want to press down close to the actual metal fret, in the fret space still, but close to it. If you get up too close to where the nut is, it's harder to press down on it. So, and actually the easiest spot to press down if it's too hard is right in the middle of that fret space. Now the other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to press the string down right on the metal fret. You might get a decent sound, but it's still a little bit muted. So you want to press down right in that fret space, and it's nice and bright and clear. Now our third note is G, as in George, or guitar. G is played with our third finger, our ring finger. Again, keep your thumb behind the second fret space, take your third finger and press the first string down in that third fret space right up close next to the fret. That is a G. So let's go in alphabetical order. We have E, open string, don't have to press anything down, but our fingers don't go on vacation back here. They're still here ready to play. F, which is the first finger, first fret space on the first string. And then G, third finger on the third fret space, also on the first string. So what I would like you to do next is to practice playing all three of those notes one at a time. E, F, and G. Make sure you're getting a nice, clear, ringing tone. Okay, again, if it sounds like that, muted or buzzy, you're either too close to the fret or you're not pressing down hard enough.